jokes they didn't quite hear. Frosted window panes and cheap champagne, a face appears. And anything could happen in these cathedrals we roam, where shadow people dance and trade their glance and walk home alone. Staring out the window of the Roosevelt Hotel, watching Midtown empty out and a kiss of farewell. They say we come from nothing and to nothing we'll return, and in between is gravity and bridges left to burn.
would not be the same. Two people laughed, Few people cried. Most people were silent. Vishnu takes on its multi-armed form and says, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds. Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
Well, good evening, everybody. How are we tonight? Hopefully, everybody has had a great day. Happy Tuesday. We are back and got a little bit of gaming news. To go through. It's only two things that we do have to get through. And then I'm going to probably try out a couple of different things. But Spoiled, it is good to see you. How are you doing? How's you? Also, I'm sorry, that and the Interstellar remix, both of those just absolutely are bangers. They just are. It's insane how hard those things hit. They have no business going that hard, but they do. So, yeah, it's absolutely phenomenal. Divine is always good. We have a little bit of news. One's not all that surprising, but interesting. The other one is really, really interesting and kind of funny. So here we go. The first one, Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered isn't doing very well on the PS5. Well, I mean, no offense, but no shit. Like, duh. Of course it isn't. The only thing I do want to show you, because they're run at 60 FPS instead of 30, and yada, great, awesome. Except, you can see that what we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. A lot of these aren't doing so hot. Right? It was fine at 30 FPS. Yeah, it really, really was. It really was. Interestingly, Last of Us Part 2 Remastered reigns supreme on True Trophy's list of the most played PS5 console exclusives of 2024, beating out heavy hitters like Black Myth Wukong and Helldivers 2 compared to the Naughty Dog remaster Horizon Zero Dawn. Saw 91.8% fewer PS5 players in its launch week. Yeah, because it was fine as it was. Just that simple. Yeah, because those titles are overpriced. Well, not only are they overpriced, but, I mean, who asked for a remaster of Horizon Zero Dawn? Like, it's a good game, don't get me wrong, but who asked for it? No one. Like, okay. And, like, that's... I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who said that when they announced it. During the same week, Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered also failed to crack the list of the top 40 most popular PS5 and PS4 games. Yeah? Like, it is what it is. Next off, we have... This one's actually really, really funny. Larian reveals how many copies of Baldur's Gate 3 have been sold at the Vatican. According to Larian Studios, 2 copies of Baldur's Gate 3 have been sold in the Vatican, with 1 copy currently on a citizen's wish list. Released in August 2023, BG3 continues to amass new fans and win awards, cementing its status as one of the most influential RPGs of the last decade. Selling over 10 million copies soon after its release, Larian's acclaimed RPG continues to grow and evolve, with Baldur's Gate 3 adding official mod support in September of this year with the release of Patch 7. The massive update also added more difficulty options and evil endings, giving players yet another reason to start up a new playthrough of the lengthy D&D-inspired adventure. As copies continue to fly off the shelf and the game still finds itself being honored at events around the world, a curious statistic about Baldur's Gate 3 is stirring up some hilarious conversation on social media. A new Twitter post made by Larian's director of publishing, Michael Dowse, notes that 2 copies of Baldur's Gate 3 have been sold in the Vatican, with another copy added to someone's wish list. Quote, "I'd like to think the latter is just the Pope waiting until he has a free minute," Dowse wrote. As the population of the Vatican City currently sits at 764 people, 2 copies sold boosts the number of Baldur's Gate 3 players in the city-state by 0.2%. Half of the population lives outside the Vatican itself, with around 100 citizens employed by the Papal Swiss Guard. Still, fans on social media are choosing to believe that the members of the Catholic Church are eager to romance Shadowheart in their spare time. Quote, "Wish I could see their mod list," Dowse continued. "Bet it's absolutely gnarly." This is an awesome tweet. I love this tweet. That tweet's amazing. So 2 copies of Baldur's Gate 3 in the Vatican with 1 wish list. I'd like to think the latter is just the Pope waiting until he has a free minute. Wish I could see their mod list. Bet it's absolutely gnarly. That's fantastic. Having sold 2.5 million copies during its early access phase, Baldur's Gate 3 instantly shattered all expectations set by Larian. Sales may be further bolstered by the PS5 Pro enhanced version of BG3, which brings several graphical enhancements to the popular title. On the PS5 Pro, the game's quality mode runs at a native 4K and 30 FPS, while performance mode has been upscaled from 1440 and to 2160p at 60 FPS using PSSR, Sony's proprietary AI-based upscaler. Additionally, players can choose from 30 FPS or 60 when playing couch co-op, which is cool. Recent leaks indicate that Larian will bring Divinity Original Sin's Definitive Edition to PS5 and Xbox in the near future. The studio previously announced that it wouldn't be developing Baldur's Gate 4, confirming that its next two projects are both original IPs. However, as new audiences are introduced to Divinity, fans of the series are still holding out hope for Divinity Original Sin 3, even if it takes Larian another decade to bring it to fruition. But I thought that was really, really funny. Sold 2 copies of Baldur's Gate 3 in the Vatican with one wish list. I'd like to think the latter is the Pope waiting until he has a free minute. Wish I could see their mod list. Bet it's absolutely gnarly. Can you imagine, like, the Pope just trying to get the bear sex scene in Baldur's Gate 3? I'm sorry, but to me, that's just fucking hilarious. To me, that's just absolutely funny. I think that's fucking massively, massively, massively funny. Imagine him trying to avoid it and getting it anyway. Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Or him accidentally, like, hooking up with Gale. Right? Or him accidentally, like, hooking up with Asterion or something. That would just be priceless. That really, really, really would. I think that would be just fucking funny as shit. Or, like, he's trying to steer clear of Karlach because she's clearly, she clearly worked for the devil himself, and he ends up fucking her. That would be really, really funny. Or the devil lady, right? He fucks the devil lady. That would be amazing. That really would be amazing. I think that's awesome, though. Good on them. I mean, it is the Vatican, so yeah. But that's really about it. That's really about it for the news today. It's kind of a light news day. Now, last night, for those of you who weren't here, there's a couple of things that I did to the stream because Twitch decided that, alongside OBS, that things were going to work a little bit differently. So let me bring it up really, really, really quick, and I'll show you. So as you can see in here, when it pops up, there we go. As you can see in here, the bitrate looks good, and no recommended changes. Everything looks great, right? Looks fantastic now, which is awesome. Problem is that I am now streaming 3 separate things all at the same time. And I think I've been looking into it, and I think what's happening is because of the higher bit rate that I have to do, and it's it's trying to allow people to pick. Because now you guys, if you go to like your chat window, or not your chat window, but if you go to the stream window, in the settings, it should have 3 different settings. I think it's like 380, 720, and 1080, something like that, right? That's because I'm rebroadcasting, or I'm broadcasting everything in 3 separate modes now. Whereas before, I think it was pretty much just either auto or source, which is 1080p. The issue, unfortunately, is that I'm wondering if things got fucked up because of it. So things are a little bit less crisp, things are a little more blurry, and the reason I say that is, I'll show you actually. Let me go to here. And yeah, so I'll go to this one really, really quick, and I will show you this. And the potato. Right? Skin. So you can kind of see, like, literally, things are a little, little iffy, if that makes any sense, right? Like, the fidelity isn't good, right? The fidelity is not the best with the game itself. And if I go further, when there's, like, a lot of vegetation. Not seeing any shiny shit out there. You can see things kind of getting blurry and everything in certain places, and it's okay when it stops. Okay. Right? So... But you can see things getting a little blurry, and then especially, like, right in here, things don't pop as well. That's gotta be the bit rate. Nothing I can do about that. See what I mean? Twitch doesn't know what to do with a fucking gigabit connection. Which, by the way, is still true. But then, if I go to here, if I bring this one up, like, yeah, no, let's fucking... I'll just turn the thing at... You can see everything seems a little bit more crisp, and that's great. But when I start moving again, everything gets kind of fucky. You see what I mean? Like, it's not you guys, it's not a film grain. That's the stream. So I'm wondering if this is because of the game itself, because of everything that the game is trying to do, or whether it's the actual streaming. Because... Let me go here. I'll show you what I mean with Sushi Ghost, right? Because Sushi Ghost looks perfectly fine. Oh, come on. There we go. Sushi Ghost looks great. Now, granted, it's a little bit slower paced, but even, like, you still lose quite a bit of fidelity in the grass and, like, everything else, and it's weird. It's really, really, really weird. Like, unless I'm standing still, or it's a slow camera pan, right? You like, even in this area, it looks fine. But if there's quick camera movements, everything gets a little fucky. You see what I mean? It's really, really, really weird. And I'm trying to figure out exactly what that is. So I'm going to do a thing here really quick. Give me a second. I'm going to try and do a thing, and I'm probably going to have to, like... stop and restart. So, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I want to try something. Okay? Give me like 30 seconds, and then I'll be back up and running.